Okay, yeah, it just looked like it dropped frames for a second, so let me just double check and make sure that that won't happen again. Okay, looks like it's stable now. I guess we'll see. Um, anyway, hi everyone. Welcome back to Umineko. When the seagulls cry. Umineko no Koroni. Um, it is episode 4 time. Last time I started episode 4 and then it just kind of sort of continued on. Basically, it looks like what we're going to be doing in episode 4. Um, it's like the usual Saga Dance, but we kind of got sidetracked to talk a bit about the last Ushiromiya Ange, who is Battler's half sister, who was 6 years old during the time of when Umineko happened, and basically her life is pretty shitty after that. Either her whole family dies, or her whole family dies except for like one survivor, and then that survivor treats her like crap because it's like, oh, she could then take control of the Uchiromiya fortune after I die or whatever, and so like Ava was like abusing her in the kind of rich people way where like you can't really say it's abuse but it is abuse because it's like because she's just sort of taking out how upset she is that her husband and her son were killed, ignoring the fact it was her own subconscious who did that. Anyway, complicated shit. So yeah, like the fourth game has started, but like they just suddenly decided to give us some flashbacks to what Ushiromiya to what Ange's life was like in the future, in the future timeline that was in episode 3. Anyway, we'll see what happens. I'm not exactly sure how this is all going to relate. If it's just stuff just for the sake of it, or if it's just yeah. Let's go. I'll need to erase some old save files at this point. October 1998. So yeah, just before I finished, I went to check the system. I think because it was a new character, and so this tells me the stuff here tells us a little bit, kind of almost like a spoiler before we actually find out what this scenario is. So, Ava, after being repeatedly hospitalized because of psychogenic stress, she has already died in the autumn of 1998 due to acute heart failure. She lived her life in isolation with no one to understand her. The only survivor, Okonjima, yada yada yada. Yeah. By later years, she was doing it to harass people as if she enjoyed it rather than financial gain. It was all done for the sake of Ange, who would eventually succeed her. Ushumi and this is interesting. So even after throwing herself off the top of a skyscraper, she miraculously survived unharmed. After that mystical experience, she threw away everything and went on a journey by herself to learn her past. Can she break through Beatrice's magic from her position 12 years in the future? So this happened like after the sort of secret epilogue of episode 3, where like Bernie shows up. She's like, "Now you're the new Beatrice. Let's go. Walk off the side of the building for me because you're a witch now." So yeah, I guess after that she can't just immediately go back in time. She just has to figure out how to do that. So I guess it's like a bit of a I don't know, prequel prologue to like how she ends up at the end of episode 4. Rumor has it, Ange-chan, that you jumped off the top of a skyscraper. The groupies were getting annoying, so I thought I'd give them the slip. It's because I knew they were remodeling on the lower floor and had a safety net out. Okay, so interesting. So she can't actually fly. But Bernie's the Witch of Miracles, right? So she can just make miracles happen. Um, So it's still realistic. It's still in a way that could reasonably happen, but it would be very, 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 very unlikely. Unlikely. Yes. Hello, everybody. Hi, Mothrex. Hi, Robin. Whether you knew there was a net or not, this is a 200 meters tall super skyscraper we're talking about, right? I figured that if I died, then I'd be dead, and that would be that, more or less. Oh, still, I was testing my luck a bit. But youthful zeal. My, you truly are Kinzo-san's grandchild. The nerve to trust your life to chance. Chairman was also a woman who would stake her life on a bet like it was nothing, so maybe this is really is the issue of mere blood at work. Well, I think Ava was very nihilistic as well. I don't think she really gave a shit. We don't give up this running away home act and return to the Sumadera family. I heard that Mum had a bad relationship with her family. Oh shit! So this is from Kyrie's side. I don't want to go to the house of people I first met at a funeral. Okay, they're old family from Kyoto and very strict. Grandpa was living from his family until the guy's retirement. Okay. Mom kept in touch with him too, but she avoided the rest of the family completely. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I mean, there's also Natsuhi's family and Hideyoshi's family, whoever they are, but okay. So there's only even her maternal side, she only really has one person that she likes. That's basically Anja's life is shit. Right. So okay, because I think she said she was at the I guess she was at the grandpa's place during the Rokujima stuff, and then so I guess the rest of the family then shows up at the funeral. Yeah. Well, it's not as though I can't understand your desire for self-abandonment now that you're all alone. This isn't self-abandonment. I'm just taking a carefree stroll now that annoying Aunt Ava's fine to kick the bucket. Everyone else is just making too big a deal out of it. You're like, Bernie, can you just take me back in time, like, right now? This shit's really annoying. If you ever find that you're hurting, please talk with me if it'll help, okay? After all, I think of you as my own grandchild, Aunt-chan. Huh. I'll say no thank you from now on. You know what? Okay, I want to do this. I want to do this stupid thing again. Okay. Okay. I want to do. I want to do. I'm being such a fucking weeb. But how else am I supposed to learn Japanese, right? Uh. Nah. Okay. It doesn't really tell me anything. I guess it's just a localization thing. No, not back to English. Is when they use those when the translator puts those like the triangle brackets, it makes me think that it means something in another language or something. Oh wait, no. It's probably just because there's already quotation marks, and so they have to use another quotation mark in the quotation mark, and they just didn't want to use a single line quotation mark, so they did the triangle ones. Anyway. Aunt-chan, how many times you ask, I am hiding nothing. The chairman was the only survivor at Rokujima that day, and she passed away without saying anything. I myself know nothing. Everything is wrapped in darkness, you see. crime was. That accident. If I call it a crime, I'll get in trouble. I had the same questions about it as the public and the talk shows. At the time of the accident, why was Aunt Ava in a place 2 kilometers away from the mansion, all alone? And on the night of a storm? Back then, Kinzo-san was unsure as to who he selected as a successor. Officially, he decided on his son, Krell-san, but he didn't have much trust in that man. So, to fairly determine a successor from amongst the 4 siblings, he made this game-like test called the Riddle of the Epitaph. Ostensibly, yes. Kinzo-san probably planned to make Ava-san the successor from the beginning. He wanted to withdraw his own rule that the eldest son be the successor, and instead of blah 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 blah, yeah. What do you mean by fuss? There was no need for anyone to solve that epitaph. Once it had been displayed for an appropriate amount of time, Kinzo-san could just call Ava-san and who he truly wanted to succeed him and give her the answer. In other words, that itself would provide proof of her succession to the headship. Okay, so that she could succeed the headship, he called Ava-san to the hidden mansion Kuadorian, which only the head knew about. Hi, Alley Cat. And because Aunt Ava arrived at the hidden mansion one step ahead, she escaped harm in that accident, you say? Maybe Aunt Ava just killed everyone and made it look like an accident, so she could share all the wealth for herself. And maybe that's why only she escaped unharmed, which is essentially what happened, yes. Except the difference is she wasn't consciously aware of it. It was like her fucking Chunibyo instincts. That ring of the Ushiromir head, which is on your finger now, Aunt-chan. That ring is the only one of its kind in the world, yep. Ava's had the ring, okay. Oh yeah, well, okay, because she got it from Beatrice, because then she's like, when she solved the riddle, you get to be the head, and so you get the ring. So Ava's declared legally innocent, yeah. Although there is the possibility that she murdered grandfather in order to steal that ring, and then, using some trick, massacred everyone and made it look like an accident. Ah, yes. Ava-san's family, yep. Hideyoshi and George. Yep, Ava definitely treasured her family. You're saying there's no way Aunt Ava, who loved her family, would throw away her husband and her son? That's right. Even if Eva-san really was the culprit and massacred the entire family, she most certainly would have spared her husband and her son. No one can prove her innocence. I mean, that's a devil's proof. No one can prove she made a crime either. It's all the devil's proof. The final point that justifies trusting her is the police. Doesn't this resolve the Rokkanjima suspicion? That just means the police couldn't find evidence it was a crime, right? A devil's proof. There we go. It's devil's proof. To expose her as a crime, you would simply need to find evidence. But what could you possibly find to prove her innocence? It's impossible to prove a negative fact. Did Annie ever commit a crime, or did she not? I don't believe. If she wanted to steal the ring, there are probably many ways for her to do it. Yada 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 yada. Anyway, I hated Aunt Ava from the very beginning, so I don't even want to believe her. How does one view the truth of the crime? You and I are completely opposing sides. Even though the information we are given are exactly the same, we interpret it from completely different ways. This happens often in politics and business. The exact same enterprise will always be assessed in multiple differing ways. Do you know why? Why? It's a question of whether one has love. Whether you feel love for someone or not completely changes how you view them. If a person you like gives to the poor, you respect them for it, right? But if it's someone you hate start donating, you fearlessly protest it's a publicity stunt or that they're handing out favors. You thank them if you have love and criticize them if you don't. That's how the world works. As for me, I think that, barring certain extreme cases, truth might not exist in this world at all. No, even if truth does exist, whether you believe it or not is determined by whether you have love or not. Also known as the bitch eating crackers theorem. Can you really call truth without certainty truth? Even if yeah. That's how it is. So I can't reach the truth. After all, no matter what kind of new information or proof you found, Einstein, it won't change your stance that Ava sounds the culprit, right? So it's pointless to investigate anything more, because the truth inside of you is already decided. However, if you stop assuming that to be the truth, if you wish to struggle further towards the deeper, real truth, there is a single way. I believe I already mentioned it. But do you know what it is? Love. It's the what was it? The final thing or whatever it is? Yeah. I forgot. What did Beatrice call it? I don't really know what you mean. You're telling me to look at things based on the supposition that Aunt Ava isn't the culprit. Or else that it was a real accident? Yes, that's correct. I do understand your feelings, Aunt Chan. You should do as you like for a while until you're satisfied. You were 6 years old at the time. I understand how you must feel after losing your family before you could even understand what that meant, and how you must be still unable to sort out your heart. You may learn the truth, and you may not. Eva-san may be the culprit, and she may be a victim. I pray that you find the truth you believe in, Aunt-chan. A journey at such a young age may prove to be a valuable experience. Thank you very much. Oh, wait. Hang on. Okay, he's been adding. Here we go. Okanogi Tetsuro, leaving a member of Ushiromiya Group between the time of Ava's death and Anja's succeeding his position. Management of the group is fallen to core members like him. Anja has no desire to inherit that role, leaving the group on the brink of factoring internally and putting Okanogi in a difficult position. He was once the president of Food Stubs Distribution. Okay, yep. Okay. Yeah. Okay, interesting. Whatever works. Okay, so she's gonna talk about the, she's gonna do it, gonna investigate the crime 12 years ago. It'd be very difficult, I think, Anj. Anj-chan? My apologies that this comes right after telling you to try going on a journey, but I have some information you should lend an ear to. It looks like you're in a bit of a nasty fix right now. People after my money? This is why money's stupid. Yes, but if you sell off all of the wealth, trying to donate the whole sum to the public welfare, you'll make the eyes pop out of those people optimistic about those chances of your fortune. Oh, he's also a minor character from Higurashi. Of course he fucking is. This is just what Dojin writers love doing this shit. Just like, oh yeah, all of my things are in a multiverse, and all of the characters sort of know each other, or like alternate universe versions of characters know each other. Oh, the Sumadera family. Oh shit, a messenger from the Sumadera family is coming here. They're saying to hand you over. No, no, that they want to protect you. A messenger, you say? It's your aunt, Kirei-san's younger sister. Oh shit! I believe she told me earlier she thinks of you as a little sister. She's gotta be joking. At least call me a granddaughter, you old hag. I have a car waiting in the. Oh shit, here we go. Go in the car. You will definitely become something big in the future, Aunt-chan. Let us call this a favor to be repaid upon your success. Go, quickly. Sumidera family told us to stole her. Is it really alright to let her go? We did stole her. More than enough. If they still don't make it in time, that's their own fault. I told Anj-chan to run for it. I informed the Suruderas that Anj-chan would be coming. Whether she's caught or not, I will not be blamed. Oh shit, I'm playing both sides. Everything in this world is love, you see. Don't worry, she'll escape. After all, that child's capable of leaping off a building to shake pursuers. Here we go. Action time. Not bad, Aunt Kasumi. To think you'd even send a car to pick up your little sister when she's trying to get out through the emergency exit. 12. Target found. Northwest side emergency stairs, 3rd floor. Send support. Aunt Summer, try not to move from there. Forgive our roughness. Oh, how typical of Tokyo people. Oh my goodness, evil traditional Japanese Kyoto people. Oh no! Don't you understand the status of a person you are talking to without her having to say her name? It's got the same hair color as Kyrie. My apologies. Back down, scum. I came because I was called by your president. Paul Okonogi Tetsuro here. I think you would call me here and not welcome me. Typical of Tokyo people. Oh wait, okay, I'm getting too quickly. Hang on, alright. New profile. Sumadera Kasumi. Daughter of the declining noble family Sumadera, Ushirimiya Kirie's young sister. She despises her sister, and by extension, Ange as well. She's the opposite of the freeling person Kirie once was, and holds position in high regard, possessing a strong ambition for philanthropy. Oh, is all craving for limelight caused by the complex she has towards her sister. There's several opposing families in the Sumadera family. They're constantly engaged in a secret feud over who will control the vast wealth Ange holds. Like, this is just a fucking. This is basically just the fucking bad ending from, like, episode 3. And it's got a whole, like, conspiracy and character sheet and everything. Yeah, that's all the same from last time. Oh, and that's all the same from last time. God, now there's 3 pages. There's 3 pages of character sheets now. Where is Ange? I came to greet that adorable daughter of my big sister. Ship preservers of time is our motto here at the Ushiromiya Group. Former chairman herself said that those who can't keep time can't keep contracts. You let her go. Please, she escaped from us. Ah, these provincials and their loose concept of time. Wahahaha. What was that? Take a deep breath. Ha! What? You idiot! Stop! Look out! 01 calling 12. Is the package secure? We received a response. What happened? Respond. She's crazy. Damn it. How rude. You didn't have to dent that much. Amakusa? What are you doing here? Let's talk about that after we've lost them. How many characters are there? The car, quickly, lady. Are you hurt, lady? I'm fine. Humans are surprisingly durable. Next time I try to escape a downward moving elevator, I'll jump out a window instead. I guess air dives are a hobby of yours, lady. Still, I'd recommend you grab a parachute next time. Sure, if I remember to do it after leaping. Cool. His name is Amakusa Juza. He was originally one of Aunt Ava's guards. Hang on, was that? Yeah, here we go. Former guard of Ava's, he's fundamentally a thrill seeker, willing to take on dangerous jobs with very little pay. He did work as a guard for Ange, but after repeatedly violating Ava's strict orders not to speak to her, he agreed to dislike him and fire him. Ange seemed to not mind having him around as he would often chat to her. Travel between the Japan Self-Defense Force, the Foreign Legion, and government military combination companies has skills in counter-sniping and protecting VIPs. There we go. Doesn't count as desertion as long as I come back by next week. I talked with him yesterday. I was told that some troublesome people might come to call on you, lady. Sorry that turned out to be exactly right. My name probably came up since I know you, and I've got lots of crazy experience. Thanks to you, it looks like I'm in for a happy vacation. Plus some poker money. So, Okanogi-san employed you as my guard? Probably wants to buy some gratitude from you, lady. After I got fired, I was indebted to President Okanogi in various ways. Blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm employed until the weekend. Anything after that will cost you extra. How much per day? I'll take 50,000, plus expenses. Stop cracking jokes, I'll double it. The period of employment isn't fixed yet. It might take several weeks. That'll be tough. I'll have to call my boss to get an extension of my vacation. More than anything, I want to investigate that day. Oh, this is about Rokonjima. Exactly. What happened to that island 12 years ago? I want to investigate it with my own hands to my satisfaction. Do you really expect to find something new investigating something that old? True. But this is a journey for my own self-satisfaction. Once that's over, I'll just throw my hands up and go over to the Sumadera family. What a shame, Okunoki. Shall I take this as your answer? Letting her get away was your blunder. It has nothing to do with me. I do wish to prepare some matcha for you as well in the near future. Next time you're in Kyoto, please stop by. I'm going. Oh, are you leaving already? I could offer you some chazuke first. Chazuke first? Are you sure about this? The Yanj is our company's primary stockholder. But you know, we're the world's world famous Ushiromi is. We can't let them take us lightly. So, looks like that guy managed pretty well. All that's left is to let Ange-chan do as she pleases. I'm counting on you, Amakusa. Kasumi-sama, the escaping car was a rental. Oh, here we go. We're clearly dealing with a pro. Oh, here we go. The police are useless. They're being paid by all the rich families. When I left the mansion, I boldly told Mother to leave it to me, didn't I? Do you intend to embarrass me further? It looks like it might be better for me to serve some matcha for everyone at once, doesn't it? I love this fucking evil Japanese lady who just does stereotypically evil Japanese things. And it's not racist because the Japanese wrote it. Preparing some matcha with many air quotes, indeed. This is very funny. Oh, okay. So maybe he actually was in the art underground parking lot. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he actually was. Yeah, he actually was. Oh, that's nice. What the hell? paranoid homie, it was better to assume he sold me out. I supposed and concluded that he sold me out. I didn't have love because I didn't believe him. And now, but maybe I should learn to have that. Yep. I love, this is a fantastically written story. If I can't accept something that fluid as truth, where does the truth that I really want to find exist? And is it something that I'll be able to see with my eyes? How do I go back 12 years in time with the power of a fucking witch? Without love, it cannot be seen, huh? Oh shit, get it? Like that is what thing he said. Maria, this fragment of yours is very lively. It doesn't bore me. You told me something. You command God, like my internal sort of semi voice acting is just like, oh God. Bern Castell and Ange just have the same voice because they're just stoic girls, right? I don't have different voices. You commanded me to search for the truth of 12 years ago. There's something I'm not getting. What's that? What is truth? There are as many truths as there are people. There are as many interpretations as there are people. And those can be twisted by opinions and changed indefinitely. Is truth really that unfixed and vague? That's right. Truth is unfixed. It can be like a particle or like a wave. It can hold conflicting forms at the same time. Two things can be true at once. You're free to believe that the cat in the box is alive or dead. But the truth is very delicate. It can change its appearance just by being observed. Like a wave function. Yeah. Do I plan to? Do I plan to get Xenoblade X? I'm not sure. We'll figure it. I'm honestly not sure. Maybe. As long as truth isn't denied, it keeps its form. That's right. As long as truth isn't observed, it keeps its form. In other words, if it isn't exposed, any reckless statement can suffice as truth. Yes, like when Battler would come up with crazy batshit theories. Even if they contradict each other, endless ideas can exist as truth at the same time without being negated. So even something as screwed up as my family being captured by the Rokkenjima witch and shut up 12 years ago for all eternity can exist as truth as long as we don't know what happened 12 years ago. This witch called Beatrice forcibly made room for endless imaginings of the Rokkenjima of 12 years ago, enveloping all of it inside a cat box. Everything inside the unopenable box is truth. We don't know what happened on this island, so it becomes endless. Oh shit. So basically, are we saying that if they find the truth, or at least the truth that they get everybody on the island to accept, the time loop breaks, and that's how they escape, essentially? By like almost getting everybody to sort of work together and say, we've decided that this is what's gonna happen on the island. We've decided that this is who's gonna be the successor. We've decided that this is how we're going to deal with all of our family's fucked up issues. Because everybody has all these different opinions, different thoughts, different conflicts. Everyone is fighting with each other in every single timeline. So the idea that we have to essentially reconcile, everybody needs to reconcile all their differences for them to truly escape the witch. That's just my theory. A visual novel theory. Who knows? I wonder what you could learn. This is something that can only be done by the person who was able to walk around freely in the world of 1998, 12 years in the future. The final witch, Ange Beatrice. Beatrice's game board lasts 2 days, from October 4th, 1986 to the 5th. In other words, you're a piece who can move freely outside her game board. And even Beatrice cannot influence this future that lies outside the game board. future of 12 years later in which your place suddenly is distant. Further a piece is placed in the future, the stronger power it holds. Sure, why not? The truth changes its appearance when it is observed. Even if the sun in Centaurus or has already died, people on Earth won't be able to perceive it? Okay. Because no method of perception exists that is faster than the speed of light. The truth of the future wins against the truth of the past. Oh shit, that's cool. Only the more bizarre, impressive witch theory will continue to remain a superstition. Is that what they mean by reviving the witch? By creating this situation that's so suspicious that it creates the fear and the thoughts and ideas in the general populace of all Japan, I guess, in the 1980s, that it was a witch that did it, making witches exist, and increasing Beatrice's power? Do I feel like I'm suddenly becoming too intelligent for this game? I don't know. Oh, the wine bottle and the letter that drifted ashore several years later. The message bottle painted over that theory, made things return to the occult theory, which is the witch's theory. That wasn't okay. That was mentioned at the end of timeline 1 that this bottle appeared with like a message from Maria, like explaining the witch stuff and saying that someone needs to find the truth. I didn't realize that was the case in every timeline. Maybe it is. Okay. That was a big. Actually, that's still a big question I have because, hey, yeah, how the fuck was Maria able to do that? I guess Maria has magical powers enough to like put a fragment of her soul into her old diary before she died. But like, where did this message? Where did this secret message bottle come from? Like, what happened there? Which didn't exist during 1986. The witch took control of Rokujima because she was observed several years later by us humans of the future thanks to that message bottle. If that's the case, that's gonna be really fucked up. The only way to make things even more complicated than this fucking alternate timeline theories and magic is only real when you believe it is real theory is to add time travel into the fucking mix. The witch could have existed in 1986. Yeah, it's one of the endless possibilities could exist. The witch tried to get out of the box. She made it so that she'd be observed, weeding out possibilities that conflicted with the witch theory. In other words, to make it impossible to negate her, she negated all possibilities other than the witch theory. What the hell? So in other words, Beatrice satisfied the devil's proof with a frontal attack. And that was part of the witch's plan from the beginning. The message bottle is information observed in the future after 1986. It cannot be observed by Beatrice or Battler. It can only be observed by Ange Beatrice. Or Ange Beatrice. I really didn't want to investigate the message bottle. After all, reading that would be like listening to the witches say. I thought the witch theory was just a crazy fantasy, so I thought it was nothing more than a waste of time. But Okanogi-san told me, you can't see things in 3 dimensions with only one eye. What happens if somebody loses an eye during this game and has to wear an eye patch? You mean that while looking at it from the viewpoint of denying witches, you must also look at it from the viewpoint of accepting witches. That's a correct way of thinking. There was a message bottle that washed up on a neighboring island several years after the crime. That passed into the hands of a dilettante? I made an appointment with him just in case. Next up, I was able to hear Aunt Ava say from Okanogi-san. Next up is the witches say. Why don't I listen to Beatrice's say? Oh shit! On Umineko, when they cry. That was a good chapter. Even got some action in there. Action scenes. That rarely happens. No, it does, but only when, like, magic and shit's involved. I didn't, I, I didn't, I didn't know how this was gonna play into it, but, like, now it does. Now it makes sense. I understand where this is coming from. This whole, like, why is there, like, suddenly people from the future? Now it's because, yeah, like, ugh, I don't even know. There's so much to wrap my head around. I can't even really explain it in words, but it's like, I guess, yeah, what they were saying before, that, like, to deny the witch completely, they also have to deny the witch in the future, to deny the idea that there was a witch, and that could almost, retroactively make that the witch never existed in 1986 at all. So 3 months left to live. It was last year when you said that, Doc, right? Dr. Nanjo? Okay. We are back to the usual song and dance. Yeah, the stuff in the game doing his truth and love is really interesting, yeah. I'm sorry, Krasny-san. I know I'm an outsider, but I wonder if you'd let me say one thing. I have a proposition. What is it, Kyrie-san? First, and this includes my husband as well, for many years we've been belittled the efforts you've made by living with father and taking care of him. Isn't that right? Well, we've got it easy since we get to go outside, but Anaki's been babysitting Dad for decades now. It must have been a lot of work. I'll accept that, but what's your point, Kyrie? We must acknowledge that Kraus-Nissan is father's caretaker. Isn't that right? You've always feared father, and have pushed the task of caring for him onto Kraus-Nissan, because he abused us as children. We should be more grateful towards Kraus-Nissan and Natsuhi-Nissan. Nay-san. I always keep saying, yeah, we should thank them for always taking care of father. It's our lack of gratitude that's to blame for these wasteful conflicts we keep having. Isn't that right, Kraus-Nissan? I'm surprised. I did not think you, Kiryu-san, would understand our efforts. But even my true siblings have not something to consider. All the in-laws are basically the best characters in this show. Game. That's why they always fucking die. It's a natural duty for the successor, blah blah blah. It's because if you take care of father, we must acknowledge you as the successor. Krasny-san, if you'll accept just a few conditions, we won't ask you to let us meet Father again until he dies. Of course, we won't demand to be present in his deathbed. We wouldn't even mind being absent at the funeral. Oh? First, the term successor to the headship refers to the caretaker of the current head, Ushiromiya Kenzo. Second, the duty of the caretaker is to look after Ushiromiya Kenzo for the rest of his life. To make things simpler, the caretaker's job is to care for him until his final moments. You were prepared to do that from the beginning, blah 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 blah. Third, on the off chance that the caretaker is neglectful in his responsibilities of supervision, he shall be deprived of his rights as a caretaker. Oh shit! So he's going with if we find proof that you've been embezzling money, you're going to lose your succession rights. I mean, supervision so that father can live the rest of his life in the best possible health. In the case the father dies anything other than a natural death, the caretaker will be deprived of his rights as caretaker, and his status as the successor to the headship will be lost as well. Okay, I guess also, yeah, you can't secretly poison him or whatever. If that happens, the next highest in rank, Eva Nasan, will be selected as the successor. For example, if he disappeared. Oh? It seems that right now, Father is in firm control of himself, but dementia might begin to set in. He might wander around when you aren't looking and get some kind of accident. Actually, I've been suspecting it since last year. So, everyone here probably suspects it as well. Everyone has suspected it the whole time, but it was so frightening to imagine that no one actually said it. That father is already dead, and that I have been hiding it. Oh, that's actually... Okay, okay, you know what? Okay, now I understand. Yeah, I didn't understand now. So I guess because none of them actually saw Kinzo that day. So they're kind of saying, what if Kinzo was already dead? What if he's been dead this whole time? What if Kraus has just been hiding that shit? Right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's one of the theories I thought of as a key to solve my last mystery in the previous game. You mean the very last bit? The mystery of who killed Dr. Nanjo? That's right. The witch definitely said a lot in red. She mentioned the names of all 18 people and announced whether they were alive or dead, and then she claimed there were no humans besides them. But with this theory, I can weave my way through that gap. I see. So this is one of the answers that doesn't cause those two to contradict. Makes sense? See what I'm saying? It's nice I don't have to explain. No 19th person exists on this island, and yet this trick lets us mix an unknown new character. In other words, the names of all 18 people don't necessarily correspond to the 18 people on the island. That's it. The witch mentioned the names of 18 people one after another and announced whether they were alive or dead. And on top of that, she announced there were no humans other than the 18. There was a single illusion in there. It wasn't guaranteed that the 18 names of people were the 18 people on the island. Oh shit! Oh shit, that's cool. She hid the name of culprit X and instead mixed in someone who wasn't on the island. I don't know. Yeah, it's a very, what's the word? It is a very murder mystery thing to do, where you've got the name, but then it's like, oh no, they were actually called a different name, and I used their other name for it. Or, you know, it was actually that person's twin sister, and so they technically had the same name and they didn't. Or fucking, Macbeth, of oh, no man born of a woman could kill me. He's like, but I'm not born of a woman. I'm born of cesarean section. Technically, I'm not born of a woman, so I can kill you. It's like that shit, right? I don't know why I thought Macbeth for some reason. If someone's name was used to hide the existence of the culprit, that name must satisfy several conditions. First of all, tricking you with the red truth is what witches do best. Oh yeah, hey, Macbeth has witches as well! There you go! Even though this person isn't on the island, they've got to be someone we think is on the island. And it's best if this person happens to be dead. No alibi is more perfect than death. And that person was Grandfather. Right now, there's only one thing Kirie-san can be about to say. We thought Grandfather was locked up in his study, saying that he didn't want to meet anyone. But there's a possibility that he's actually dead already, and that Uncle Kraus is lying when he claims that Grandfather's alive. If Kenzo dies, the distribution of the inheritance occurs. However, if Kenzo doesn't die, no, if he dies, but it isn't announced, the distribution of the inheritance won't take place. In other words, Uncle Kraus could have all of Grandfather's wealth to himself. That's right, he's got more than enough motive. In other words, there were originally 17 people on this island, not 18. Then an unknown person X snuck in and committed the crime. How's that, Vito? Come out, I've just solved the final biggest mystery from last time. Bravo, bravo! I wish I could deny that someone as incompetent as you has finally gotten a feel for it, but somehow or another, you've managed to come up with a single answer. Even a lump of concrete can stop thinking. So you have now finally evolved into a being with intelligence. You might say you've finally taken a step forward from the crying creature you were before, just licking my shoes and grinding your teeth. I can't believe that stupid wordplay threw me for so many loops last time. How lameness pisses even me off. Alright, Beto, repeat it. If you can announce that the 18 people on the island included Grandfather, just try and do it. I can imagine that she can, but we'll see. Well, now what have we here? Shall I slice that in two with the red truth? No, it actually might be good to hold back for now and let you get all excited. If I'm going to push you up a cliff anyway, it'll be more interesting to lure you into a higher place first. I see. Just like how Battler has learnt and grown, so has the witch. What's wrong, Beto? Don't act so tough. Stop it, Battler. The witch won't answer so easily. She won't do it unless she thinks it'll benefit her. You're trying to draw the red truth out of her, and instead using it as your weapon. In this situation, there's no way the witch will keep firing off the red without reason, yeah. But Battler hopes I'll use the red truth if I have any responsibility to do so. No, I don't even have a crumb from that croissant you ate this morning's worth of responsibility to please you. You bastard. I won't say it because that's what you're asking me to do. Do you know why? You just said it. You want to push him off at the sweetest spot. The ill-natured witch is saying she won't use the red anymore because that's what you want. In other words, she won't go along with this game of telling her to repeat things anymore. Exactly. Unlike Battler, everything goes quickly with this girl with no need for explanations. I will say what I please with the red truth at the time I desire. That's it. Basically, it's the witch's right to use the red truth as she pleases. But even that depends on the situation. Situation? What do you mean? The witch has no responsibility to respond when you tell her to repeat something. But it does become a responsibility if, and only if, your claim can destroy the witch theory. After all, in this trial court without a judge, that which is not refuted becomes the truth. Just like how the witch theory made by the witch will instantly become truth if you collapse and stop thinking. And since she doesn't have a valid argument for my guess, that means it's right? Truths always lose to new truths further in the future, I see. The further in the future you are, the stronger your truth is. The tricky part is that even the timing of the counter-argument is odd for the witch. In other words, maybe your reasoning was correct. But we can't tell the difference at the current time. Damn you, Lady Berncastel, for throwing me in such a troublesome piece. Thanks to that, I'm losing all my lines! Hey, Battler, if you make a despairing face like that, I won't be able to stop drooling, you see? From the beginning, that star was nothing more than something I gave you because you were so worthless. All this means is that you can finally challenge me without a handicap, right? That alone doesn't change the fact that demanding that you repeat things is one of Battler's ways to fight back. If I cannot deny the tricks done by humans theory Battler lays out by the time the game ends, Battler will use that as a reason to deny me, and it will be possible for him to proclaim his victory. Excuse, hello, fourth wall there. The trick theory laid by the human side, in other words, what he tells you to repeat must be counted during the game / during this episode. If they can only if they do not counter it by the end of this episode, then Battler wins. What are we gonna have to do at one point? Go fucking back to like a previous episode or some shit? Like that would be wild. To review, the time it ends is referring to 24 o'clock on October 5th, 1986. At the time the game ends, the human side must state a theory using tricks for all the mysteries, and if the witch side cannot argue back, the human side can proclaim its victory. Does that work? Let us be more specific. When the game ends, the witch side will be given a chance to argue back. Let's decide on an amount of time. 1 minute. If you cannot carry out your counterattack within 1 minute, victory will be proclaimed. Yeah, okay. If even a single mystery is not being counted, becomes the witch's victory. Alright. It's interesting that, what's the word? It's interesting that we're on to episode 4 and we're finally given rules to the game as opposed to, you know, ideas. Yeah, I know. Of course things get wild, yeah. Before it was just find the Golden Land and then bring back everybody, and now it's like wild ass shit. But I mean, that's kind of the whole point of the first episode. The whole point of that first episode is to present everything purely from the human side perspective. And then once we got to the next episode, it was like, okay, but let's see what the witch's side is. And from that point on, it's just, what's the word? From that point, things have been pretty consistently wild. I guess Battler's finally been acknowledged as a worthy opponent rather than just a chew toy. Well, that as well. She only has to cut up one of the things you tell her to repeat. You can't proclaim a victory unless you solve all the puzzles. Just as I can use the red from now on, I will allow you to use the blue, Battler. Oh shit, new rules! When explaining my magical murders with human and tricks, you may state your claims in blue. I'm responsible for countering your blue with the red by the end of the game. Blue. So I'll talk in blue when I tell you to repeat things. Not quite. When you told me to repeat lines, you were able to doing it for any trivial thing. Blue was a little more restrictive. Unless it by itself denies witches, it will not be valid. I think a better way of saying is they're expanding the scope of the story, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's starting to get confusing, but it's more or less something like this. Alright. Okay. I'm sure you can do it, Battler. I believe in you. You don't attack her riddles with the point. You assault them with a wall. You said it so yourself in an earlier game. The force of your reasoning should be like that. Music, get locking the fuck in. It's like, you just like, you can just imagine this guy just fucking like that on the piano, just being like, alright, more intense, more intense. Blast them away with a massive number of bullets of guesses and make them impact like a wall so that only one of them hitting the target is enough. Well, huh? I get it. If your red truth is a razor-sharp katana, then it looks like my blue is a shotgun. No, a machine gun whose firepower will turn the witch into a honeycomb. They should have had a machine gun in Danganronpa. Machine gun truth bullets. The climax of the tech novel was always the same. The famous detective gathers all the suspects at once and displays a single trail of logic that works splendidly. Almost like William Tell spectacularly shooting through an apple with a single arrow. That's why I mistakenly took that to be a virtue. We humans can fire off countless guesses and possibilities. The bullet is the power of imagination. Suspension of thought is a clogged barrel. Pathetic way I've been breathing up until now is like a pea shooter. My blue truth, which claims that humans and tricks are what's real, will overpower its target, the illusion told by the witch, with its firepower and the force of what I can imagine. This is my Ushiromiya Battler's fighting style. Thanks to you, I've figured out my true fighting style. Thanks, Gretel. You're welcome. Makes me think of how pathetic I was before. Yeah, it's like Beto said. I've had a handicap up until now. I'll acknowledge that. New rule. Understood. I have my own way of fighting. I'll show you it. That willpower is good. I like it. Then try using it right away, this blue truth of yours. Yeah, I'll use it. With this blue truth, I'll break apart your witch theory, which states that only a witch culprit was possible because everyone had alibis. This is my truth. Ushiromiya Kinzo is already dead. Therefore, the true number of people on this island is 17. By adding an unknown person X to that, it becomes 18 people. By supposing that this person X exists, the crime will be possible even if all 17 people have alibis. Meanwhile, back to the story. In short, if you could be, yep. Ridiculous. Oh shit. It worked last year, but you. Oh, no, never mind. Father's in a bad mood, so he can't meet with us. That was plenty suspicious last year, and yet you're doing it again. However, if the fact that Father's in a bad mood, and you're preventing us from meeting him as part of your responsibilities, then it's a very wonderful thing you're doing. You just, yep. Oh, interesting. The security money will be paid. Oh, here we go. There you go. Give us that money. Oh shit! And like, and if the father, if you're so close with father, you can take the money from him. When tomorrow comes, we'll confirm father's well-being, even if we have to break down the door to his study. You have no problems with that, I take it, Nissan? Curious-on. You're a frightening person. Sorry for speaking out of turn. I apologize. No, you didn't corner him like we'd originally planned. But in the end, this was even better. Just like always, I gotta bow my head to you. Can you really prepare 900 million? I believe we underestimated 750 would be the most. If you can't do it, that's fine. Convince father. There's no way he can. There's no way to convince someone who isn't even there. The siblings have all caught. Oh, that's a new face. Despite all the various circumstances, for the family conference. Father, please, just this once, show those disrespectful people the majesty of the head. It's useless. It's useless. It's all useless. Oh shit. You fools! Wait, I got an achievement for that? Sorry, what? Did you wander over here because your siblings threatened you? No, your shame. Hang on. Was that? Hang on. No. Did that change something? Yes, it did. What the fuck? Okay, sorry, where did this come from? Okay, I was like, I heard a sound, so I had to look at it. And let's see. Magic shit, guys. New magic shit to read. Goldsmith. Goldsmith is Kinzo's sorcerer name. Of course it is. His skill as a summoner is legendary for the current era. His summoning ability even surpasses even Beatrice's time. However, he is very mismatched, excelling in some areas while fairly lacking as a sorcerer in others. Magic with enough power to reheat a card of black tea might be beyond him, but he's capable of summoning demons with magic strong enough to boil the sea. The source of his magic is found in arithmetic miracles, and his magical compendium is unique. Later on, even Beatrice took note of this and rearranged her own compendium accordingly. Thanks, magic tips. Okay, that's all the same, right? Yeah. And then that's the normal thing. And so, okay, so that's just like normal Kinzo. And then there's magic Kinzo. Is there anything in tips yet? No. Other. You fool! I heard from Kanon. Just how far did you pathetically let your siblings lead you around by the nose? But father, my husband is doing his best to protect your honor. What the fuck? Really are a pathetic fool! You let your wife speak in your defense. Okay. If you have an excuse, give it yourself. I'm sorry. Like, man, remember Timeline 1, where, like, he has a brief moment of understanding and realizes the nuts he's the only one who actually respects his fucking family and probably is the one who deserves to be, like, the successor? That was fun. Hold on a second. Has Kinzo done this before to his children? Probably not. Maybe only to Kraus because he's the oldest and Kraus couldn't tell everybody that his father has been torturing him with magical powers because they would think he's insane. Father, my husband is fighting his own way. Please forgive him. Not to he. But fighting is a process to go through before winning. A process to go through before losing isn't called fighting. That's called being pathetic! Wah! You call this my successor? Wah! Ugh. Yeah, are you okay? thought I would have no regrets in my life, if only I could meet Beatrice. But it seems it won't go so smoothly. It was promised from the beginning that nothing received from the witch would remain. However, that you show me a name is not the property of the witch. Who is fit to succeed that name? It seems that this alone must be resolved by my own hand. Oh shit! Is that what's gonna happen? Timeline 4? Umineko 4! Kinzo finally gets fucking serious. Rejoice, Kraus! I have changed my mind! Father, so I have no desire to have dinner with you cowards. However, I will attend the family conference afterwards! Wow! Wario #1! And hello, Mace. Here we go! I guess that's what we're doing! Umineko 4! Kinzo joins the murder mystery! For real this time! Father, thank you very much! Kinzo, leave Jiren to me! There, I shall make great announcements regarding succession of the head. I will resolve your foolish quarrel myself! Wah! Wah! Like, he's an asshole, and he abuses his children, but he is being very funny right now. So I wouldn't say I forgive him, but I appreciate it. Okay, like I like that. I like that they are like skipping ahead some of the stuff that happened already. So you okay? You didn't catch gold, did you? We really should go back for now and get a change of clothes. Yeah, I'm just fine. More importantly, I'm hungry. So food's better than changing clothes. Ew. You've seen this like 3 times. Let's get on with it. I mean, yeah, that is the thing. That was, I mean, that was like kind of the issue with the second timelines and really a lot of the early parts of these games where it's just going through things that we have seen before. Promise, Mama. Kanan-kun, thanks for the towel. Mama loves you too, Maria. Love, Maria. Love, Maria. I love Mama too. Love, Mama. Aww. Great. They're nice now. She's not abusing her anymore for now. Until the murders fucking start. You know, that might be the age when you're on your best terms with your parents. It wasn't like that for me. Mom was always yelling at me to study, study, study. That's because they love their children. The parents' love isn't always gentle and indulgent. My mother was strict with me too, but now I realize it was because she treasured me so. Love Mama, love Mama. Love Maria, love Maria. So shall we get some food? Let's be friends and hold hands. Be friends and hold hands. Mama and me, friends. Yes, that's right. Mama and Maria are friends. Always be like this. Even when I fucking keep hitting you until, like, you're bleeding. I love you, Maria. What is going on now? What's going on all of us? Yeah, what's up? Oh. Oh. Oh, it's Gretel. Sorry, I got careless. Sorry for dropping it. Wait a sec. This is where things start to get interesting. About now, Maria's probably going to say she got an umbrella and a letter from Beatrice again, right? This is the essential part. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm counting on you to clean this up. Leave it to me. It's like, oh man, what do you mean Maria has a mother who loves her? That's not fair. I don't like it. Now to be more blunt, disgusts me. Eh? Why are you so irritated, Anj? Why, you say? Isn't it obvious? Eh? I don't understand. Why do you think I'm not happy, Anj? Think about it objectively. By objectively, you mean from your point, right? Are you trying to say that the truth is different from me and you, Maria Onechan? Yep. Observers from the future always overwrite that form. Anj, what are you trying to do with my happiness? The voiceovers are always the highlight of these. What do you mean by the voiceovers? Or you just mean my voiceovers? Sorry, Maria. Mama has to take care of some urgent business that's piled up, so I need to stay up hold of the company for a while. Okay. I won't be able to come back home until late in the day after tomorrow. Aww. And what about your promise to go to the movies with me on Sunday? Movies? No. No. I'll stay home. I'll definitely wait patiently. I'll take a bath every day and change my underwear. And I know where the money is. I'll go to a different store every day. I'll try not to go out too late. If a policeman asks, I'll say I'm running errands for Mama. I'll do what Mama says, like Mama says. That's right. You really are being a good girl. If you do that, I'll buy you a present, okay? Go to bed by 9 o'clock. You mustn't tell the teachers or any adults that Mama isn't coming home. Okay? Yes. So Mama, do your best at work. Do your best. Finish your work and come back as home as soon as you can. Child abandonment, everybody! The Ushiromiya family. I won't cry all night and annoy the neighbors anymore. So come back quickly. Oh, then I'm busy, so I'll hang up. Be a good girl and wait. Don't do anything you shouldn't. Goodbye. Sakataro, wanna watch TV? Do you? You don't want to watch anymore, Maria. If the actors teams get all the question right, they can still get a huge comeback. Phew. No, that's enough TV. There's a lot of things I wanted to talk about. Mama is working really hard at her job. She's working with all of her strength so that we can eat every day. I hate her job. If only she'd just quit. A job is an important thing for adults to do. It lets Maria eat, buys clothes, pays for school lunches, and pays the deposit for summer camp. All that happens because Mama works and earns money. I don't need food. Don't need clothes. Don't need school lunches, and don't want to go to summer camp. It's not like any of the groups will let me join in. You. Just now on the phone, Mama promised that she'd buy a present when she comes back from work, right? I think she made that promise because you were important to her, Maria. And she'd feel bad if she made you lonely. You think so? Ew! It definitely isn't a pain for her or annoying or anything. Mama also wants to be by your side all the time, Maria. It's also painful and sad for her since she can't do that. I remember when she spent the whole night by your side crying. Yeah, I didn't understand why she was crying, but she was so sad. But I couldn't do anything but stay silent by her side. And you're just like, man, if this is how bad Maria is treated, like, I guess well, okay, I guess, yeah, well, what happens? Like, George is just fucking superhuman that he could deal with this shit without trauma, because Ava is even more, like, messed up than Rosa. But then again, Ava also has, Hideyoshi, and Hideyoshi is like a stabilizing force. What you call it? Like, Rudolph is an asshole and a womanizer, but his wives are also kind of stabilizing forces. And even then, Battler basically just ran away from home at one point, went to his grandparents in the end, and so then everything was, he basically just gave up on all that Ushiromiya family shit anyway. So, and Jessica, I'm surprised Jessica is surprisingly well stable as well. Like, she's a rebel, but like, given that Paralysis is an asshole, Natsuki pushes her too hard, and she has to be like, she's part of the, like, head of the successor. I'm surprised that all of the cousins are stable, because, like, Maria is unstable and you understand why she is. I remember the last thing Mama said then. She said, "Thank you, Maria." She said that just by being by her side, you were her only ally in the world. Do you remember? Yeah, I'm her only ally in the world, she said. I'm sure Mama feels the same way you do, Maria. The designs Mama draws are the only ones laughed at by her clients. Only Mama's company has troublesome jobs pushed onto it by other companies. Mama is the president, so she has to take care of everything by herself. Only Mama's company never gets included in the business of other companies. Mama's only ally is Maria. If you tell her to stop doing her job, where in the world could you find an ally? Sakataro. The only person I have in the whole world is Maria. The only person Mama has in the whole world is Maria. Oh, yes. What about you, Maria? I've got Mama, and I've got you too, Sakataro. So, Maria, you aren't lonely at all. You? Since Mama's busy with her work, she can't be together with you very often, but please, don't blame her for that, Maria. Blame her for the physical abuse. That is definitely her fault. In exchange, I'll always be here. We'll be by your side forever. So don't cry, okay? You? Can't your sadness be stopped if I'm with you? Sakataro. You? Maria, don't cry. I'll always be with you. Even if you cry, Maria, I won't. I am Sakataro on Rockajima. I'm a lion cub, so I won't cry even if I'm lonely. Even though I want to cry too, I won't. Why won't you cry, Sakataro? Even though you're so sad that you can't hold back the tears, you won't cry? You? But if I cry, who will make you feel better? So I won't. After all, I want to get your spirits up. If I get my spirits up, will my Mama come back? When Mama comes back, if she's welcomed by a happy Maria, I'm sure she'll be happy. You? Mama will be happy. You? If you do that, then I'm sure her fatigue from work will also be healed. Then I'm sure she'll start feeling better soon and play with you a lot. This kind of sounds like cold. This kind of sounds like cold logic. When you come home and Mama's waiting for you there and she's in the kitchen in high spirits, don't you feel really happy? I'm sure Mama feels the same way. So if I rush over the house in high spirits, Mama will be happy too. You? You know about it, Maria. You can't use the magic that creates smiles if you aren't smiling too. Yeah, I know. So I won't cry anymore. Hey, Maria, I have an idea for how to have a fun time. Do you want to hear it? What? Mama won't come back until late night Sunday. So let's have a pajama party and keep it a secret from Mama. A pajama party! Until you get tired late tonight, eat candy and drink soda in bed and play with me! Pajama party! Yay! Yay! Right, let's play a lot and feel a lot better! Let's have the kind of secret party you can only have when Mama isn't here! If we're noisy enough, I'm sure plenty of friends will come to play from the land of the looking glass in Wonderland. Then we'll have so many friends we won't be able to get bored. You? You? Oh. Hey, Mama. Good job with your work again today. Let me share my happiness with you. From Maria. Aww, cute! Dude, you. Does it look good on me? Yeah, it really looks good on him. Ew, Sakataro, thank you so much for everything. It was so much fun tonight. I can't even remember why I was crying. Let's be together from now on, and let's always play and laugh together. You. Love you, Maria. Me too. Love you, Sakataro. See? I am. No. We are so happy, right? Is this your happiness, Maria Ronei-chan? Yeah, I'm happy. Even though you were looking forward to that movie so much, and Aunt Rosa promised that she'd definitely take you, and she completely forgot? She just happened to forget because she was so busy with work. Even if she remembered with her work, there'd be nothing she could do. Whether she remembered or not, Mama would have spent the night at work. She couldn't go to the movies. Whether she remembered or not is a minor issue. Well, like you say. Yeah, anyway. But even so, to think your mother just forgot her promise to spend one of her few days with you. It's sad. I'd be mad. Yeah, it was sad. What's wrong? You were just so sad and you hated your mother so much for getting her promise that you made a mess of your room. There was something like that ever written in my diary. It isn't written anywhere, but by reading in the gaps between every line, I can understand your feelings. You didn't have a good time at all that evening. You stayed up late when you were told not to, broke the strict rule about eating sweets outside of snack time, and when even that didn't bury your sadness, you went wild in your room and made a mess of it, right? And after you made a mess of your room and were all tired out, all you did was floor the bed sheets and cry yourself and sleep, right? The diary does say that Mama probably forgot her promise about the movie, and that I stayed up late having a pajama party with Sakataro, and made a mess of my room searching for treasure. Yes, and this is what it means. You were starving for Aunt Rose's love, Maria One-chan. And Aunt Rose always put her work and her public image first, always keeping you on the back burner. That's what disgusts me, because I know just how superficial Aunt Rose's words of love for you were. You should realize this yourself. So how can you say you're happy despite that? I don't understand that part of you, Maria One-chan. Even at my age, I can't understand it at all. Why aren't you sad? Why is it you can experience a reality filled with misfortune and can call yourself happy? I can't do it. I can't understand it. You're a sad kid, Ange. I don't get it. Why are you pitying me? Even though a fact about a really fun pajama party is written about in my diary, if the same fact is observed by different people, it has different form. In this diary, I wrote what happened that night was very, very fun. And yet when you read the diary, the events of that night sound very, very sad. This tells of a happy night. This is the truth of that night. Please don't take this happy truth and paint it over with a new, different truth. Are you happy with this, Maria One-chan? Yes, I'm happy. That's why I feel sad for you, since you wouldn't be able to feel happiness in this similar situation. Yes, that's right. This is power. I was able to find happiness with that power. Because you don't have that power. You can't find happiness, Ange. What is that power? I didn't know what to call that power either. Not at this point in time, at least. Eventually, I was taught its true form. I'll talk about it later. Is it fucking love? Is it just love again? On to the next page. So then, late Sunday night, Mama came back with a present, just like she promised. I'm back. Mama, welcome home! Kairi! Ooh, Mama came back! Mama came back! What's going on, Maria? You're in a great mood? Is someone here? I see. So you spent the time together with Sakataro. Well done, Maria. Here's a present for Maria and Sakataro for being so good. You! A present! A present! Ew. What is it? What is it? Oh, wow. What's this? What's this? Oh, cute. Oh. Wow, that's a very nice gift, Rosa. Isn't it wonderful? I saw it at the store window when I was taken with it at first at a glance. This is a present for you for being such a good girl home alone, Maria. Thank you, Mama. Awesome, Sakatara. how much our friends have grown. It's just like you said, Sakataro. It was true, if we had a fun, noisy time, we'd get more friends. Right, didn't I tell you? Look, we have more friends! Look, we have more friends! Yeah. Mama, you really worked hard. Go take a shower. If you take a hot one, I'm sure your weariness will go away. Want to take a bath? I'll show you what to put in the bath today. Thank you. But it's already late, so get ready to go to bed. Mama is tired, so I'll just take a shower and go to sleep. I have to get up early tomorrow. Yeah, got it. Here, Mama, I'll take your coat off. I can do it myself. Oh, thank you. Mama, your coat is full of smells from outside. Eh? Oh, sorry, something fell out. I'll pick it up, okay? Oh, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, now this is gonna get fucked up. Sorry. I must have done something I shouldn't have. So what happened? So is she basically just saying that she was saying she was just lying when she was saying she was going to work and she was just fucking taking a hot springs trip and just ditching her child? Oh God, Rosa, I'm trying to vouch for to believe you, the good of you here, but God damn it. You didn't do anything wrong, Maria. That's why tonight was so very happy. Yeah, happy. Just stop it. Can't watch this. Ange, I think you're looking for happiness in the wrong way. You're the one who's wrong, One-chan. How can you call this happiness? It's so pitiful I can't watch anymore. What is? The mama suddenly got mad? That happens sometimes when humans get tired. I can't believe I'm hearing this from a 9-year-old. That's not the problem. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. Why? Even though there are so many fragments lying about you that could make you happy, you can't find them. Instead, you only look at unhappy fragments and continue to get hurt. That's why you're scared of being hurt, and only start looking for happiness after you check to make sure there's nothing around you that could hurt you. When I talk with you, One-chan, it gets hard to tell which one of us isn't making sense. You know what? There are lots of happy and unhappy fragments, and they fill the world up. So people who can't find happiness right beside them won't be able to find it no matter how hard they look. Like Tiltil and Mittel. Was it? Yeah, Tiltil and Mittel. I remember searching for the bluebird. I know that one. That's in that one's mentioned in Virtue's Last Reward. Miltil. I don't know. You're searching for a world without a fragment of unhappiness. That's the same as the bluebird. So you'll be unable to find your happiness for all eternity. Is Mather handsome? Or is he the bluebird? Give it a rest already. Anyway, and I understand that night of... Yeah, anyway. already made up. Something like that was absolutely nothing to worry about, because of the friendship Mama and I share. Your happiness is too painful, Maria One-chan. Before I realized I had that power, even I was a pitiful child who could only find fragments filled with misfortune, just like you are now. What is that power? I'll show you the secret to that power, and it's something I taught you about long ago when you were little, right? Did you forget? It's okay, I remember. No, she will teach you. Wait, oh no? She? Who's that? I shall teach you in Maria's place. Beatrice. Power Maria has, but you do not. Hang on, oh, okay, never mind. It's not, no. There's, so it's not like in English or anything like that. It's just, yeah, the power I have, but Ange doesn't. It's magic! Oh, I see. So he is called Sakataro. So this is your best friend. You? Nice to meet you. I'm Sakutaro. Sakutaro is shy, so he's nervous. It's okay. Beatrice is also a great friend of mine. You? Are Maria's friends my friends? Yeah. You? Then am I Beatrice's friend too? Yeah. You. Maria, does something like this frequently happen for you in your everyday life? What? Is breathing a spirit of magic into inorganic manner and giving it life like this commonplace in your everyday life? Sakataro isn't inorganic manner. He's a lion cub. You? A stuffed animal makes for an excellent vessel. It's not uncommon for spirits to be made to reside in them when they are spoken to by innocent children with no toxin. I just keep thinking about Mofurun from Mahout Sky Precure. However, this Sakataro stuffed animal of yours is different. How incredible. This Sakataro with a cloth and a cotton vessel as a shell has completely materialized into the human world. He has his own personality, talks with someone frugally, and even moves by his own will. Okay, so he is Mofurun. He does just walk around, but only when people can't see, right? Or you know. And even more surprising is that Maria did not summon him using the name of a person from another world, but created him out of the Sea of Zero. Maria, without a doubt, that power of yours is magic. It's magic? I'm still a witch apprentice, so I can't use magic yet, right? No, it is magic. Because you cannot use it consciously, you are still an apprentice. But even so, what magical power it is! The materialization of your friend, Sakataro, is excellent proof of that. Materialization? Indeed. In your case, it may even be fitting to call it creation. A piece of inorganic matter that would have no soul at all in another's hands can have soul sent through it through your magic. Furthermore, that strong magical power lies in the human world. In this era so filled with the toxic and the desires magic, summoning a magical power that can materialize a single life form is not easy, even for me. Say, if we can make stuffed animals talk, can I make Nikki real? Can he be real now? Oh, yes. If I just really believe really hard, he will have the voice of Yuichi Nakamura and walk around. I mean, it does, it does sort of go into that sort of fundamental rights of, you know, people wanting to believe that things like, I want to believe that my stuffed animal is actually my friend and a real person, especially if I'm lonely in real life kind of thing. I'm not lonely in real life, I'm fine. It would just be very funny. Um, but it's kind of like that's sort of what this is about. Even like Wonderful Precure is sort of like that sort of fantasy of believing that your animal can speak with you and communicate with you, even though they're just an animal, right? It's all about that fantasy. It's the whole thing in the like an interview about it in one of the like magazine interviews, and the producer wanted like at the end wanted the animals to just go back to being regular animals, but then like the director and the head writer kind of wanted to keep that sort of idea of keep that fantasy alive that maybe animals can talk or whatever. Maybe we can communicate with them. So I don't really understand what you're saying, Beto. You're saying Sakataro was amazing? Both you and Sakataro are incredible. You should be proud. I see. That which Kinzo desired above all else seems to dwell most strongly within you. I don't have a clue why Beto is praising Maria so much. Right, Sakataro? Review! What should be truly admired is not only that the soul has been made to reside in a stuffed animal. Even more significant is the fact you have changed your own worldview. When it comes to giving birth to something from nothing, you stand out from the crowd. It is easy to make 100 from one. However, giving birth to one from zero is not. When you become a full witch, beyond just becoming a match for me, you might grow into a great witch that even I must acknowledge as superior. It will happen in one of these timelines. I just don't know which fucking one. Maybe this one. Maybe this is the Maria route. But it's also the Kinzo route. So I don't know. A witch of origins, perhaps. I'm really looking forward to your future. Let's screenshot that for future foreshadowing. Ooh, Vito said I have talent as a witch. Oh, yeah, isn't that great? Yay! Vito is giving Sakataro a present. Of course, the gift from which must be something with magical power. In that case, so he can be your friend for all time, and that you can have even more fun playing with him, I shall give Sakataro my magic power. With that, he should be able to materialize even more strongly. I'll be able to have me really? To make him a stronger image will be necessary. My, I thought I heard some cheery voices. See, this is why it's so weird. Like, why when last time I'm basically saying, oh, Beatrice was like, no, I haven't reformed. That was all just an act. Like, she clearly is still kind to people. She can do that. So, I just don't know what was going on there. Now then, Maria, take out your grimoire. And of course, your writing tools. Oh, yeah, I'll take it out. What should I write? Oh, what are you starting? Magic to make a resident of another world materialize into a vessel. Okay. You? You? What is it, Maria? What's she drawing? When it comes to writing documents of power, this child's Jack London's is magnificent. Might even serve well as a secretary in the spirit world. How's this? Not so bad, right? Awesome, Beto. Yes! By the name of the Golden Witch Beatrice, I now acknowledge Sakataro, Maria's child. Teacher, if you would sign as a witness. Yes, yes, by my name I witness and acknowledge this oath. It is done. By this proclamation, I accept you, Sakataro, as an individual with his own ego, and I welcome you as a friend in accordance with the contract of mariage sorcière. Sorcière. There's a sorcière in the Mahart Sky, like, Precure All-Stars movie as well. Or not Sorciel, I don't know. From now on, Sakataro is our common friend. And for that I shall bestow upon you a fitting form as a gift. Accept this. What is he gonna do? Is he gonna turn into a fucking giant, like, real lion, or is it just gonna be something cute? I don't know. What is he gonna turn into? You? Okay. Oh god. Okay. Okay. He gets to turn into a Shoda. You know what? That's the best ending. Yes. The getting to turn into a Shoda is the best ending. Just like Nikki. Isn't that right, Nikki? Yes. Let's see it. Sakataro, beloved furniture of Lady Maria, a witch of Magiere Sorciere, he is Lady Maria's white horse itself. You might say he's even a second Lady Maria and irreplaceable to her. He holds a decoration as a diplomat, and none may attack him, not any of the witches, weapons, or furniture in the Alliance, nor any of the demons and divine spirits in the contract with the Alliance. So not only is he the familiar, he is also invincible. He's my favorite character now. I mean, he has to be. The only way he'd be better is the only way he'd even be an even more amazing character is if he had a like unfittingly manly voice. But I don't think that works for this kind of character. Ooh, you're cute, Sakataro. Really cute. You? Does it really look good on me? It isn't embarrassing? Oh, it's a very lovely form, Sakataro-chan. I figured the muffler was his charm point. And the ears. And all ears sure are nice, truly cute. Like the bunny girls, which I'm not able to summon, but Ava can. Let me nibble them later. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you very much for the wonderful present. There is no need for thanks. This is out of respect for your wonderful magic and your friend. And now that you've reached this level, it would not be odd for you to graduate from being an apprentice at any time. From now on, I shall instruct you on even more new and fun magic. From this point forward, you may call yourself Maria, an apprentice witch of origins. I don't think, yeah, okay, no, it is still in, maybe it's just like in katakana or something instead of the kanji. Maybe that's why it's different. A witch of origins. It is the title of a witch who seeks to become a creator. Right now, you are just an enchanter who has only enough strength to build magical objects into small objects around her. But after 1,000 years of training, you could conceivably use the magical compendium that resides in your heart to create a galaxy. The talent of a witch of origins is very rare. Even though everyone has it when they are young, no one can continue to hold on to it. It's the power of being a fucking child. Yay! Maria Yeah, that's so incredible. A Witch of Origins. Incredible. Amazing, are you? Eventually, you'll be able to call yourself a full witch. Lady Maria, Witch of Origins. It may be a good time now to give not only Sakataro, but you as well, an appearance fitting. Oh god, oh no, she's got a witch form now. This is not gonna be good. What is she, what's her outfit gonna look like? I don't even know at this point. What is it gonna be? Is it gonna be demonic or is it gonna be cute? Probably just cute, right? Okay, yeah. Pretty, yeah, okay. Combining both cuteness and dignity. Okay, so it's pretty expected. I mean, well, like that's the thing, because she's already had this. She's always had this little crown thing, right? So it's kind of like, what's the word? It's kind of been like not surprising at all that she would have like get some big fancy dress at one point, because first of all, Ava did, and second of all, yeah, she's got the crown thing, like this black crown already. Like she needs a fancy dress for it. Yay! Anyway. Here we go. The Witch of Origins, who will live for 1,000 years in the future. She holds the motherly magic power to give birth to one from the Sea of Zero. At a glance, this magical power was frail, but however many times you multiply zero, you never end up with anything more than zero. However, the one she gave birth to one day will one day surpass even the heavens. She is loyally protected by Beatrice, who understands her true worth. The two of are members of the same alliance. Which dresses of a witch must not be shown indiscriminately. You are a magical girl now. Magical girls can never transform in front of other people and show them your magical girl form. It works incredibly well if you live in a scenario where when people face monsters, they all conveniently feign and don't see what's actually happening. It depends on the genre. Its value increases when you're stingy with it. See? Look how happy I am. And look how fun this is. Please don't be afraid of being happy. Becoming happy isn't the same thing as accepting your current misfortune. It means creating a new happiness out of your current misfortune. That is the magic of Origins. I didn't want to acknowledge my current world. I couldn't bear to accept such an isolated and painful world. That's why, even though I was entranced by your world, Maria One-chan, I couldn't cross the final line. I'll teach you about my magic of Origins. No, I taught you before, right? And you used it before. Did you forget? You were also a witch apprentice, Ange. Your name entered into Magier Sorcier, weren't you? Yeah. Mariage Sorcier. Are we gonna have another flashback into another flashback? Because holy shit, the flashbacks in this. Nah, okay. So that's the end of the chapter. So that's a great place to end it off for today. Oh god, yeah, okay. There's gonna be there's okay. The structure of this is a little bit confusing. I'll be honest. There's just too much fucking going on at once. Now we're at a bar. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, great place to end it off. Hi everybody. Have a good time, and we'll see if I continue streaming tomorrow or whatever.